Hello there, you're now with me, Hen Gui, for your 5 p.m. English news on TVS. Let's move on to the news. The second batch of the COVID-19 vaccine will likely face a 1 to 2 week delay and is now expected to arrive in Sarawak in mid-April. The government is in the midst of revising its plans to prioritize the delivery of vaccines to areas with high rates of infection.
The national rollout program for vaccination, I understand that there are slightly delay, which is I think 1 or 2 weeks behind. So the phase 2 now they are going to roll out in mid-April. One of the reasons of slight delay because they reprioritize something. I was told that there's a new category called phase 4. The phase 4 is for outbreak area.
Phase 4 is vital, and areas where the pandemic has spread must be prioritized to receive the vaccine. The State Disaster Management Committee has also sent a letter to the Ministry of Health to prioritize delivering vaccines to affected areas in Sarawak. Sarawak had also repeatedly voiced to the federal government that it is ready to acquire its own vaccines. To that end, Sarawak Chief Minister Datuk Pati Abang Johari Tun Openg had even allocated a fund to purchase more vaccines. So far, 58% of Sarawakians have registered and are ready to receive the vaccine.
But we still got another 50% that we need to convince them. And for the obvious reason that if you do not, all of us do not get vaccinated, the virus still go around, the transmission will continue, mutation will happen, variants will start to emerge, and then I'm not vaccinated against the variant. It still come back and infect me.
Now, good news, as teachers and students alike in SJK Chunghwa Rantau Panjang can now enjoy high-speed internet access. This will enable the school to enhance the teaching and learning sessions through better technology.
The high-speed internet access was the fruit of a collaboration between the government and private companies, whereby a wireless network facility has been installed in school. The use of internet has become essential in daily life, right after electricity and water supply.
We are very grateful for the opportunity and then CN Amanjos to push digital. The benefit of digital is just not on education, but it will affect all our lifestyle.
In addition, 10 locations in Batukawa area were identified to have weak network coverage, but with the help of the Sarawak Multimedia Authority, SMA, it will be improved in stages, including the construction of more telecommunication towers.
All right, moving on, the issue of illegal immigrants crossing the border into Sarawak must not be taken lightly during the present COVID-19 pandemic.
Education, Science and Technological Research Minister Dr. Sri Michael Manyan Jawang urged the Security and Development Committees, JKKK, of villages close to the border to work closely with the authorities to curb attempts by foreigners to enter through Jalan Tikus, or illegal road. He pointed out the fact that a new COVID-19 cluster was recently declared at the Srwk Immigration Detention Depot for illegal immigrants, which has shown the risk posed by them in spreading the COVID virus to the locals. Earlier, Sarawak Disaster Management Committee, SDMC, announced the declaration of Srwk Immigration Depot cluster after 99 cases were detected involving detainees at a depot located in Srwk. Even though the new cluster involved detainees at the Immigration Detention Depot, those in Srwk Division should remain vigilant against COVID-19 and avoid mass gatherings as well as other activities which could potentially spread the virus. Manyan called on people in the rural areas in Sarawak to register for the COVID-19 vaccination program, stressing that the vaccine is not only free but also safe.
Srwk residents will soon enjoy a new recreational area as the Waterfront River project is nearing 67% of completion.
According to Taman State Assemblyman Christopher Kirasambang, the construction project is being eyed for full opening this upcoming June. Implemented under the Cebu Rural District Council and supervised by consultants, the 5 million ringgit construction is among the projects listed under working visit projects by Chief Minister Datuk Pati Abang Johari Tun Openg in 2018. Besides the waterfront, the Chief Minister also approved the construction of a mini sports complex, Selangor District Council office, and Jalan Pasai Siong Road upgrading works.
Hello there and welcome back. The Finance Ministry announced that the government has agreed to directly channel a special assistance amounting to 260 million ringgit to all state governments.
The aid would be distributed equally, 20 million ringgit to each state for the immediate implementation of small projects to revive the local economy at grassroots level. The government's concern for the people has prompted it to increase the allocation for small-scale projects in 2021 through the strategic program to empower the people and the economy, or Pemerkasa, to further boost the activities of small-scale projects at the state and grassroots levels. The distribution of special assistance under Pemerkasa is in line with the announcement of the package by Prime Minister Tan Sri Muhyiddin Yassin on March 17.
Meanwhile, on another development, Tengku Zafrul commented that North Korea's decision to sever diplomatic ties with Malaysia has not affected the country's economy. According to him, it is because the country's contribution to the Malaysian economy is currently very negligible.
He said this when asked to comment on whether North Korea's action had an impact on the country's economy. Meanwhile, Tengku Zafrul reiterated the government's stand not to introduce any form of new taxation system at this time. Instead, it will focus on economic recovery programs to generate revenue for the company. The recovery initiatives include conducting a study of all forms of the taxation system, but it was only at the study stage without any plans to implement any changes at this time. Meanwhile, the special assistance allocation of 260 million ringgit to all state governments announced today is expected to help speed up the country's economic recovery process.
The Ministry of Plantation, Industries and Commodities, or MPIC, is confident that the economic recovery strategy under the strategic program to empower the people and the economy, or Pemerkasa, will boost the country's agri-commodity sector. This was said by its minister, Datuk Dr. Muhammad Khairuddin Aman Razali.
The additional fund of 20 million ringgit in the form of matching grants to assist Koperasi Penanaman Sawit Mampan (KPSM) allocated under Pemerkasa is also expected to help MPIC achieve the 2021 palm oil export target of 75 billion ringgit following the increase in machinery purchases and mechanization gains. He also added the allocation would benefit 65 KPSMS with a membership of 6,000 participants. Through Budget 2021, the government had already approved a matching grant of 30 million ringgit to encourage investment in mechanization and automation to boost the palm oil industry, especially at the plantation harvesting stage.
Now, wrapping up the 5 p.m. news, Prime Minister Tan Sri Muhyiddin Yassin has strongly urged the military leadership in Myanmar to change its course and choose a path towards a conflict-free solution.
In a statement, the Prime Minister on Friday expressed his concerns over the current situation and called for all concerned parties to work together to reach a peaceful settlement. He added that the larger ASEAN community could not afford to see its member becoming so destabilized. He further stressed that Malaysia will continue to support a dialogue for a smooth political transition and urge all parties to return to the negotiating table to remedy the crisis and avoid any further escalations. Muhyiddin also called for the prompt and unconditional release of political leaders, including Aung San Suu Kyi and President U Win Mint, who have been detained since February 1st.
And that concludes the 5 p.m. English news on TVS. As usual, don't forget to tune in for the Nightline at 11:30 p.m. with Cheryl Shamina. With that, I'm Handy Gui and have a pleasant day.